Okay, hi everyone. It's Daisy here. I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a new chemical warfare tool for you. And I know that we had talked a few days ago about chemical warfare, phytochemicals, how to use your chemical management system and edit the chemical management system of individuals that are unfortunately tampering with innocent people and small children for whatever reason. So I know that people just re-upped. They just came back with a bunch of chemicals. There's a bunch of stuff going on with clinical testing on black and brown people, innocent people. So I just wanted to let you know before you get to testing, I have tests as well. I have reactions as well. I have molecular masses as well and empirical formulas for you as well. So before I get started on that, you guys know we've been also been talking about this chaos with the 37 file and how basically because they were playing with a bunch of magic, Russia and these Eastern European countries, they were playing with black and brown people on the computer. They ended up playing with a specific type of radiation that ended up getting latched onto with space magic. And because of the space magic and all the other spell work that was going on, it brought up that 37 file. I just want to show you this. I ordered something. I ordered something today, right? Let it keep on going. So the first thing that I'm going to do is for those of you guys on my Patreon, I'm gonna go do a whole episode on this for this month, and you guys are gonna learn how to really like work in this chemical management system. But we've already done part one of the chemical management system, so this is gonna be a part two. Um, One of the things that's currently going on is the chemistry work that I was doing and the fact that I told you that these females from space, banished people, they started playing with a specific technology where they were uploading white supremacists, pedophiles, etc., and then basically saying, "Oh, I'm God. It's God instructing you. You have to wipe them out. You have to do this. You have to do that." And it was just karmics in space doing that to like attack people and spite people because they're not getting food. They're getting teleported, and all they have is that simple technology that a specific aquatic being is giving them, and then the aquatic being is jumping from dimension to dimension into different bodies, in and out of different bodies, so that they don't get caught with what they're doing, right? So now what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to give you a tool in order to deal with the karmics. So you guys know that there's a specific type of like system that I taught you, chemical management system. So let's say, for instance, I eat a bunch of basil and I want this basil to affect me, the phytochemicals to affect me a certain way. I can go ahead and I can edit the valence spiral after I've eaten the basil to be able to distribute it equally or in certain proportions or in specific ratios to different parts of my body, different parts of my spiritual anatomy, etc., to get like my health up. And this is like why a lot of supplements don't work on certain people. It's because of what was going on. Please give me 1 second. Okay. So, anyways, right? So this is how your chemical management system works. So now, one of the things that you guys are going to learn about is there's a certain type of chemical management system on the planet for people who are cursed. So those of you guys who are going out and about, like, oh, I'm still eating. There's still food here. Oh yeah, yeah, whatever. You don't know that the phytochemicals in that plant has already cursed you. And you saw this when we went through some of the disease metrics impacting certain races on the planet in this country, etc. There's clearly something going on because the plants and the animals that you're eating, etc., are cursing you. Now, one of the things that's happening here is I'm going to show you how to use this chemical management system. So let's say, for instance, somebody's eating a specific type of phytochemical. Let's focus on nightshades. Nightshades. Now, nightshades is a specific type of plant wherein if you have and overaccumulation of that chemical in your body, it can actually turn poisonous. Tomatoes are nightshades, eggplant is nightshades, etc., and they can actually harm your body. Now, one of the ways in which this ended up becoming like true, like, oh, you ate too many nightshades, is because people were going ahead during the time of slavery. They would see okra, eggplant, things like that, and they would eat it and they would get sick. Mainly the individuals that are on the plantation, like, you ate nightshade. Those are nightshades. So basically, what ended up happening was they were getting spiritual messages. Some of these people that were captured and enslaved, feed them this and feed them that. It's not just call it nightshade, because in the night they turn certain shades, and people will start to change certain colors. There will be certain patches in their skin that were different colors, like, oh, you're dark skin, but I'm seeing different patches on your skin, because they were accumulating pools of poison, and their lymphatic system was sending a message like, oh, your body is poisoned, right? So now one of the things that we're going to go ahead and do here is individuals that are eating nightshades and three other classes of phytochemicals. I'm going to teach a class on this about phytochemicals, new classes of phytochemicals, new classes of amino acids, all those type of things, right? For those of you guys who are really in the scientific thing. And what you guys are going to see here is you can go into the chemical management system. You could put somebody's name in the Akasha, like, I'm going to give you this chemical management system, but you can put a certain type of electrochemistry on them so that when they eat any type of food, regardless if it's nightshades or whatever, the phytochemical actually starts to invert. So what will happen is you have the valence structure. I'm just going to get a little bit technical. You have the valence structure. The valence structure will actually suck in all of the electrons towards the nucleus. It will then give the nucleus a specific charge that it needs to hop to a different spiral server and turn into a different noble gas. So now you've changed the entire phytochemical itself to a poison. Another thing that you can also do is you can enhance the radial probability distribution. You can enhance the valence. And then what you can do is you can have the nucleus send a message that I want 2 extra electrons on the last ring of that valence, so that when you eat any other food, it will just start automatically reacting. Another thing that you can do, like they talk about sucking in all the electrons towards the middle, you can go ahead and induce something that we call an enantiomer. So you can invoke a chiral center, which I'm going to talk a lot about on my Patreon this month, where basically instead of the chemical being like, instead of the chemical being upright, it's reversed. For those of you guys who understand tarot. So now when someone's saying, now I see, you're going to take all a certain type of tarot card and then you're going to make it reverse in their body. And then instead of them getting like the 10 of Pentacles in the upright, they get the 10 of Pentacles reversed, which is DNA damage, the end of a legacy, complete destruction of an ancestral bloodline, right? Instead of the 10 of Pentacles upright, which is legacy, heritage, preservation of family values, etc. So now you guys understand chemistry and the tarot, right? So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to invoke enantiomers inside their body. So whenever they eat any food, it's going to come up in the reverse instead of the upright in their body. So now you guys know how to play with chemistry a little bit. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about the chemistry that's in the tarot itself. So some people don't really know that tarot is like a tool that's beyond just like readings and things like that. That's why not everyone should be playing with tarot. And you can play with tarot as much as you want, but if you don't have an Akasha, you're never going to understand this. So now I'm going to go hear a bunch of bitches running their mouth about chiral centers and reverse and this and that, and embarrass themselves, because I know that there's still a bunch of hosts that have tarot channels and they come to my channel to go get information to go put in their readings. That's fine. And that's why you don't have any money, right? And that's why you're sick, because you're plagiarizing. Because I have a bunch of like magic on my work and stuff like that. So you can go do what you want, but I'm going to do what I want to. So now another thing that's going to end up happening is I want to create geometric chaos. I want to look at a specific molecule and say, let me expand the connection between this molecule in a compound. Let me shorten the bonds here and change the entire chemistry, which is going to change your reactions, which is going to change the mass, it's going to change the valence, it's going to change everything. So let's say, for instance, you're intaking a specific chemical, like most of these white people that are playing with people's kids, like Gavin Newsom, he's like on 2 different medications and he watches my channel. Let's say, for instance, you're playing with people's kids. You're still trying to figure out how to play with me because you're supposed to be the king of California because some bitch got in your ear from space. You knew she's a goofy ass bitch because she showed you her body on planet Earth. You know she's probably like homeless because that's what happens to their bodies on planet Earth. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to listen to you because you must have more information. And yeah, I am great. I'm this and I'm that. Even though you imploded all of California and set California on fire and you're delusional, right? And constantly under investigation. Thank you for the investigators. You're gonna go ahead and those medications that he's taking, I'm gonna make sure that I either expand the spiral valence for the compound or I'm gonna contract it so that there's reactions that you don't want happening based off the chemicals you're breathing in because of what you did in the state of California. They're just having crazy reactions in your body. And I'm gonna make sure that your skin turns a different color, maybe like ultraviolet, like this type of purple. Or I'm gonna constrict that valence so that it doesn't go through the necessary reactions with your amino acids and with the rest of your chemistry in order to produce the desirable effects of that medication. And you're doing this in spell work. What type of spell work is this? It's from space. That bitch is from space. I told you she's from space. Right. So now, what's gonna end up happening here is some of you guys want to get into this. Like, how do I get into this? How do I get involved? I want to be the battle twin. So the way that you can get into this is like I'm going to be teaching this on my Patreon for my patrons. These systems, but I think for those of you guys who are like in laboratories and things like that, I'm only going to be doing this on a professional level, teaching this chemistry on a professional level. For those of you guys who want to learn more about the chemical warfare, that's not going to happen in for at least like a few months because we have to build up our network and our recruits. Some of you guys got uploaded to the virtual reality. That's where I'm going to be teaching. So if you want to know about different things going on in enantiomers, what the fuck is that? In isomer, what is that? Who is she? Who is isomer? That sounds like some Spanish bitch. You know, ignorant hoes, like they call my channel. Enantiomer. Oh, I know that nigga. He must be Ethiopian. Yeah, like that sounds like a foreign name. Cairo. Oh, I know him. He's Egyptian. Yeah, it's fuckery like that. so, so what's gonna end up happening here? It sounds like just who's Isomer? Yeah, somebody's gonna go home and like, who's Isomer? Yeah, just to have something to be mad about. What are you talking about? I don't know. I was watching Daisy's channel and she's like cursing me because I'm trafficking everybody and playing in everyone's cartel. So I'm gonna blame you for something that a Chihuahua had started with spell work in space. So, anyways, we're gonna go through more chemical reactions. I'm gonna be teaching you more works, and this is perfect because a lot of you guys are like, "Oh, my karmics are going out of control," because they're putting spell work on the karmics to be like overamped, just doing too much. Like, but I said I'm the batter twin. So these karmics, as they're increasing and enhancing their speed for madness, right? We're increasing and we're enhancing our speed to handle it. And this is how we come to balanced reactions because we don't want continuous dipole dipole interactions that are creating unnecessary magnetic friction and attracting unnecessary chaos into the situation. We want smooth chemical reactions. And this is how we're going to start to balance out chemical reactions because these karmics that are running around, they're chemical demons. And they know that. They think it's cute. Because remember, I told you, they done got uploaded to virtual reality and got some bitch in their ear like, oh, you're this famous priestess. Let me tell you, I have to let you know that this is who you are. This is why you must go to war with one, two, three, whoever. Do you see her at your job? She wants your man. She knows who you are. She knows who he is. You must go to war. I will show you. This is how these bitches are starting and getting in these hosts ear, and they're already goofy McGoof, goof troop. And then it goes to the next level of fuckery. Their valence structure expands because some bitch then brought some ratchet ass electrochemistry, which is nonsense, and put it in her fucking nucleus. Now that bitch is expanding her orbitals and she thinks that she's gonna come play and bring those waves towards you. Yeah. Whoa, who's Isomer? That sounds like some Spanish bitch. Just ignorant. So that's all I have today. You guys, we're gonna be okay. And I know for a fact that there's gonna be several children and innocent people, especially in the state of New York, that get released and put in freedom because I'm working magic. And you really won't even have time to go down to those different dungeons or warehouse districts off like South 47th Avenue, New York. I see something with like a yellow cab taxi that's like around, like that's where they store their taxis around. There's like a train station that goes through. It's like if you're going on the train towards like from like Brooklyn to like out of Brooklyn into like New York, past like Central Park, there's like a specific train. I think it's like the Orange Line or something like that. orange or green line, because I know that one goes like this way and then one goes like the other way, going to like Long Island. You're gonna find like three different warehouses filled with kids. But I think what I'm gonna start doing in everyone's city and state is we're gonna start picking up maps like backpack, backpack, because I'm Dora the Explorer, right? Because I'm supposed to be doing other things, but I'm over here like triaging like a bunch of drama, trying to help people find their kids in virtual reality and like ending political and international chaos. Like, oh, you don't need to hear that. Actually, let me try to turn that off. Oh, let me like block that, because I'm picking up all the messages that they're sending back and forth, and I'm trying to block them out so that they don't like use this bullshit ass mess that these hoes started in space to start another fucking genocide and world war on the planet. Because you goofy assholes started this bullshit on YouTube, and look how it exploded. Like I said, that bitch from space. So now, what's about to happen here is we're gonna go ahead and move forward, because now they've aligned with their body. Like, oh, I know I have a higher self. Yeah, you do. It just so happened to be a bitch that's made out of fecal cells. And she's going to war because she's created what we call Necropolis Uwan, aka part of Ethiopia. Well, okay, well, I know she's bad. She is, but like I said, I'm the badder twin. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into this. And this nonsense is gonna come to an end, because you're not gonna have any energy to even go down to your laboratory. Your computer is gonna break. Your VPN is broken. That's another update that I have. And I'm fucking bringing down Isomers, which are Spanish bitches that you're gonna like meet later. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.